All right, everybody, welcome into this video. This is kind of a combo platter. I'm going to do a reading. I'll do an extended to see how this affects air, fire, earth, and water. But I really want to talk today about the new moon in Leo. Okay, the new moon in Leo, 5 degrees. The new moon is at 5 degrees. We also have Jupiter going retrograde on the 28th. And we have Chiron in retrograde. And some of you have been asking about that too, about how it might impact you. So I'm going to do a general message here, and then in the extended, I'll go more specific. But what I do want to say just about this combination, I did a video the other day about a massive conjunction that's happening. So I'll put a link to that. That's about North Node and Mars and Uranus and Taurus. And so you take a look at that, okay? Because North Node is about our karmic path and our karmic mission. So here you go. But this connection, this new moon in Leo happening right now, the Jupiter retrograde happening right now, both of those things are going to be in, the Jupiter retrograde will be in play until November. Chiron retrograde in Aries will be in play until December. So let me kind of distill all this for you and help you see what energy to be vibrating in so that you can take best advantage of this beautiful energy. Really, we've got... with the new moon in Leo, it's fire, and we have Chiron retrograde in fire. So there's this profound energy of creation, but it's internal creation, right? It's internal. It's a time for really expanding your internal awareness, profound inner growth. These things can be happening, kicked off right now with this new moon. You're manifesting in a new moon. So manifest what you really want to create. All right. What's really creative. Leo is very creative, and Aries is very taking action. So even though Chiron is kind of in the midst of this, and we do talk about Chiron as sort of as the wounded healer, obviously, but this is a profound time for you to do the healing work on yourself. Right? So you can bring that magic and that message and that medicine to the rest of us. And so for the next 6 months or so, 5 or 6 months, that profound inner growth is really going to then manifest as your gifts to the world, your creative passions to the world, all of this kind of stuff. So use this new moon in Leo, 5 degrees Leo, to really get a handle on what is it that you want to create. All right, narrow pathways jumping out here. So I'll start going down this. I'll talk more about these placements in the extended, obviously, but let's do a general reading to see how, what the messages are that are coming through about this, and then also what may show up. If any zodiac signs show up in this, I will go to them specifically in the extended, not just air, fire, earth, water. All right, let's see what's going on here. New moon, Jupiter retrograde, Chiron retrograde. What's this all about for us? That's a little on the nose, right? Journey by moonlight, Leo new moon. It's a really good time for you just to take stock of your own desires and passions and what you want to bring out of yourself. Vast vistas, expand your horizons. So internally, kind of walking this tightrope. Some of you could be walking a tightrope right now about wanting to create something, but kind of having to continue on with something that's already in the world that you've already created. You don't want to abandon it, right? You're not wanting to abandon something. You might not want to abandon a relationship or a career path or something like that. Really take a look at where these planets are falling in your own chart, right? Where's Aries in my chart? Oh, I see. It's in the 6th house. That means it's about my job or my day-to-day routines or my health and wellness. Okay. What about Pisces? Oh, it's in that 5th house. Wow, that's about deep connection to spirit and my creativity, channeling spirit. So take a look at where they fall in your own chart. If you haven't caught it yet, I do have a beginner astrology class. So I'm going to put a link to that if you want to kind of just get a handle on this and understand where these things may fall in your own chart so you can see how you are personally resonating with this information. Okay, underneath is the King of Pentacles. This can be a time of wondering, how do I create wealth for myself? How do I become super stable? How do I work with what's happening in the universe to make myself I don't know, generationally wealthy, because the King of Pentacles is generational wealth. It's not just like, oh, a little bump up in a raise. This is about you implementing some kind of big experience, your big talents, your big wishes and dreams, and implementing them as a business or implementing them as a creative path for yourself. And that can turn into something that becomes your work, right? So let's see, Hierophant. So already we're here in the earth energies. Later on, I'm going to talk about, when we get to Virgo season, I'll talk more about so much going on, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus in the sky right now. I'll talk about that in another video. Queen of Swords, but it's good to feel it. It's good to feel this groundedness, grounding your creativity, and being able to really see how you are being fiery in the world, how you're bringing it out. Hierophant, Queen of Swords, Five of Cups. I'll talk you through these things in a second. Eight of Wands, Chariot, Two of Cups, Two of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Woo! There's fire. Ace of Wands, inspiration, interesting conversations, sparkly new ideas that show up. Ace Swords is ideas, but this is like the fire. Okay, this is the inspiration for those ideas. Some of you could be getting healed around a past relationship that has really been, I don't know, you could have kind of been mooning over this person for a while. No pun intended. Well, maybe. You could have been mooning over this person for a while, or mooning over this loss, or this, if there's a marriage that's ended, you could have some considerations or some concerns about your financial stability, right? I feel like I'm covering my heart a little bit. It's almost like maybe there has been a covering of the heart and not wanting to really go too deeply into any kind of pain. But the Queen of Swords is unafraid. All right. In this Leo new moon, it's like, what do you want to fire up? Let's purge this energy that is so deep and watery and painful, and be like, all right, got it. I'm on my way. I'm going to look at that straight in the face. And I'm going to manifest, what did I learn from this? What did I learn from the pain of this connection that didn't work out, or something like that? And how am I going to move myself forward? Now, this is really nice too. This Eight of Wands and Chariot energy is fast movement forward. It is about doing things that are good for you. So there is a little bit of a stripe of, you need to pay attention to what you want, not really what everybody else wants or anything like that. Don't, resist the urge to be too approval seeking or too compliant with other people's wishes. It's really about you. And I love that it's the Chariot energy, the Cancerian energy, because we are moving out of Cancer into Leo. And it's like, okay, I've taken stock of my heart, of what is important to me. And I'm manifesting something wholly new, wholly different, that really reflects my own passions. You might want a more passionate relationship than what you've had in the past. You might have had something that's very emo, okay? And that might not have been growth oriented for you. It might not have been something that really sparked your intensity or sparked your passion. The cool thing is here with this King of Pentacles underneath, well, one of the cool things is that you're really grounding this passion in something that's tangible. Okay, so that's why I said about jobs or careers or side hustles or anything like that. You're really making a commitment to yourself now to learn the lessons of this Five of Cups and ground it in something that can become financially abundant, can become stable, can become sustainable. Money that comes in without you having to push a lever or spend a lot of time or do too much work or anything like that. It's like the passionate piece of this is firing up other people. And only by looking internally, Jupiter retrograde and Chiron retrograde, and healing that inner wound, healing whatever Chiron is bringing up for you, then you can be out in the world. You can decide, okay? Then you can decide to move into a relationship that's much more about passion or much more about expansiveness. Be sure to ground this, okay, with that King of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. It's being grounded, okay? It's being anchored in fire and passion. So I do a spiritual business class, and I talk a lot about business ideas with people and what they'd like to create wealth for themselves, or to create multiple revenue streams. We're doing a workshop in August 2nd, right about the same exact thing. And it's like, I always say, I'm like, if you're going to implement a business, be sure you really are fired up and passionate about it. Because, and I think a lot of teachers, even, in the business world and even in the spiritual world, give short shrift to how much passion plays a role. But I got to tell you, if you're doing it every day, you need to wake up going, oh, that would be such a cool idea. Walking in the grocery store. Okay, I got to remember this is something I want to make sure I include in that next, offering. Or, yeah, oh, wow, that would be so cool. Like, that's the feeling that's going to sustain you day to day. You need to make sure that it's anchored in reasonable and sound business practices, in integrity, in everything that you're doing that is really reflective of you, super authentic. So some of the ideas that would come across in those classes would be like, yeah, it's a thing I can do. It's a thing I have experience in. But if you're not fired up about it, then it's not going to last. It will dissipate. And so that's why I talk so much about South Node and North Node. South Node is that, yeah, I can do it kind of thing. It's a gift. It's a talent I had from my past life, and it will come into play, right, in a different way in this new kind of experience. But that North Node is really indicating some brand new experiences, some new things to learn, a karmic pathway, and reaching toward it can feel uncomfortable. So we might have this whole period of time that we're in right now. We have this fiery Leo new moon. We have this Chiron retrograde in Aries. We have the Jupiter retrograde in Pisces, I believe, right? Jupiter retrograde in Pisces. And it has to connect to your fire. And with the North Node and Uranus and Mars in Taurus, it also has to connect to your values and what you believe in and what you want to create in the world, and how you want to be seen creating the world. What is in your own integrity, in your own spice, in your own fantastic, unique way. What's something that you have a real passion for? And if you have solved, I say this all the time, if you have solved a problem for yourself and you're like, yes, now I figured out how to do this, teach it, tell other people about it. Do that for your business, or do that for videos, or do that for something that is going to be a way of expressing yourself, whatever your North Node expression is. If you're interested in understanding more about your North Node, here you go. But this feels to me like there's a decision to not go back. Any kind of tools and skills and something you can do and everything like that can be brought forward, but it's going to need to be reinvented, reinvigorated. Okay. And that's what this Leo new moon can really help you fire up. Okay. And then it really does expand your horizons. Because if the past was narrow, like, oh, things seem really small to me, I'm not really having much leeway, I feel hemmed in, I feel trapped, or whatever. This moon, I know this is a full moon, but it's still a moon. And so what's going on in this Leo full moon is you finally get reinvigorated. Your passion gets rekindled. It can be about a relationship. It can be about all of those things, because the Chariot energy next to the Two of Cups really feels very beautiful to me. And that can also attract in love, that you're in your fiery authenticity. Who doesn't want that? Like, come here. Who doesn't want that? All right. So I'm going to continue on. In the extended, I will look at how this new moon, this Jupiter retrograde, this Chiron retrograde will affect air, fire, earth, and water. I'll take a look at those things. I will also pull some cards for the Hierophant, which is Taurus. Okay. And Cancer. I'll do that separately from air, fire, earth, water. So Taurus and Cancer also getting included here. All right, link is below if you want to continue on with me with this very, very fiery new moon reading. I hope you're enjoying this. Let's go deeper. Link is below. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.